Lando! Chult ahead! Light is dangerous at night here because it tends to draw the wandering dead. Kind of stares out and looks over at you. But you watch its form shift slightly, but it maintains.
And I want Carrie style, just to
Yeah, it just sprays across you. You're dozens of skeletal, half-armored creatures now tearing their way. At which point you transform into a rhinoceros. You watch as Tyrell's form, and the head kind of beckons you towards it.
I was gonna say, I'm like 285 without gear. Yeah, armor and gear. Yeah.
I'm a fucking rhino.
Which, as this is happening, as you finish the control and you begin to turn, a bunch of them, they just go into a dash in your direction. And while you have your movement to catch up to him, they had a full dash and movement, even though they're relatively slow, get right up to you. No attacks. But you have about 6 of them that are clustered around you.
Okay.
You take off?
Is he running towards me, or is he now surrounded?
You run up and you've leapt onto the back of the rhinoceros?
I'm on the back of the rhino.
He climbs up onto the back. And as you go charging, the 6 skeletons and zombies that have gathered around all get 1 attack of opportunity swiping at you as you go.
Okay, well, I'm still hanging in there.
You're still hanging in there. Yeah. Your rhinoceros form holds intact. And as you go charging past them, with Archon kind of holding on best he can without a bridle, just grabbing on to the front horn of the face and leaning with his axe up at the side as you just forest catching up to the rest of them who are all clutching onto the sides of these deer, kind of rushing through trees left and right, leaping over a section of a small cliff and landing. I need the 3 of you to make animal handling checks right now.
All right.
Yeah.
And I'm
for your deer.
Exhausted,
so you have disadvantage on it, yeah.
Ooh, nice. Okay,
oh, wow.
14 plus 5.
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage, that was a 16. That was a 16.
Right.
So
no, 14
was my
I missed.
Oh, no worries, yeah. Okay, so 19. Whew.
19?
Whew.
8.
Harry.
14.
Okay, that's fine. Nobody rolled super low. Because these were summoned, it's more about just trying to guide them through. And so as you're holding on to the necks and hides of these deer, as you're leaping over and landing and pulling through, you manage to just keep ahead. But as you glance over your shoulder, you see more and more of these undead that are swarming out of the backs of the trees behind you. And,
whoa.
You can see now they've been kind of slowly making their way towards you from either the noises of the morning. You're not entirely certain what summoned them here, or if this is just a natural formation, but they're starting to rush in. So you guys are all dashing as you move through, leaping over. At one point, let's see here. This is going to be interesting. As you're making it through the area, there is a moment where one of the deer, the one that's holding you, Calliope, you watch as one of the nearby vines on the ground kind of pulls back and then kind of whips out in front of you.
Oh shit.
Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw for the deer.
I'm having some PTSD, man. Those vines. I almost got killed by a vine. The vines are bad.
Those things. I almost got killed by one of those.
10 plus 3.
10, okay. So, as the vine sweeps out,
that's plus 6.
Okay.
This is the deer's bonus.
Actually. Oh, it's a deer.
Yeah,
wow.
Which is fine actually. For that one, it just whips out in front. The deer leaps over as it passes underneath with no issue. Land onto it. Looking ahead, the guys and the deers, you begin to see the river is coming to an end pretty soon. And in front of you, what you're seeing is a wall. A wall of thick, twisted, gnarled brambles and roots and trees that forms this 20-foot tall structure that has these large spike-like protrusions, these giant pike-like thorns that are just sticking out of it in multiple places. The 3 of you make perception checks, please.
Can he ride up next to me? Is there a way that from the rhino I can lay on hands while he's on the deer?
He's far ahead of you. Unfortunately, the deer moves faster than the rhino.
Can I slow down?
Hit the brake.
If you hear him shouting, you can.
Come back!
I hear you.
Bitch. My queen has a gift for you.
So can I do that?
Sure, if you want to slow it back a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm slowing it down. Oh, buddy. Beep, 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 beep.
Can I now?
You reach out and you're kind of holding onto the edge of the rhino's horn now, and it's starting to pull your face a little bit to the side because of the sheer weight being tugged on the center of your horn. So you're kind of keeping as best speed as you can. You reach out and touch the side of Utkarsh, or of Hitch, I should say. So go ahead and heal up as much as you want.
I'll give you 15.
So you heal 15 hit points.
Thank you.
You feel the warmth kind of surge through you as Tiamat's blessing seals your wounds.
You can repay her at another
Perception.
time.
No doubt.
And you're not making one because you're backing up, so it's just the two of you, actually.
Okay. The 8 plus 2, 10.
10 plus
Your perception roll.
oh,
Bonus.
14.
14, okay. You look ahead, and you can see a lot of these spines actually have undead impaled on them.
Oh shit.
And you see one of them is actually, the arm is still twitching, like they've been just either pushed into or have eventually stumbled into this wall, and there's clusters of them kind of stacked up around the edges of it. You also see where the river ends, about 10 feet to the right, there's an archway that opens. It's just a dark door interior that leads inside.
Okay. So I'm the first person that
You're
sees
the first
that,
person
right?
that sees it. Nobody else sees it yet.
Can we head in there? Is that the idea? Or,
That's up to you, whatever you want to do.
Well, I'm going to head in there and tell everybody to follow me.
Okay.
There's a passage.
You guys hear Calliope yell, "There's a passage!" and then kind of turns off to the side, moving away from the edge of the riverbanks. And do you guys decide to follow?
Stampede,
Yeah, I'm
Stampede.
gonna veer that way.
Okay, so as you pull your head back into place, and Archon, you kind of settle yourself back on the rhinoceros. The rhinoceros' neck still holding on. You all curve off to the side of the river as you approach this giant barricade, following the path that Calliope leads ahead as you all go stumbling directly into the interior of this wall. Calliope, you get maybe 10 feet into it before you're met with another wall, and the deer stops instinctually and halts in place, and it kind of nervously runs in a circle. All of you guys enter and do the same thing, and it begins to kind of jam together. And there are some openings to the right and left side. They're small, like 5-foot passages.
I'm coming in
Did I make a
real
bad
hot,
decision?
dude.
But you come running in.
I'm coming in real hot. I mean, I'm a rhino.
Yep. So it's just wide enough for a rhinoceros. And as you guys are in there seeing this, you glance out into the light and you just see the head of this rhinoceros with a dragonborn on top just charging full steam into the chamber you're all kind of squished into. What are you doing? You have small 5-foot openings to the right and
Coming
left
in
of you.
hot.
I'm leaping and going into the 5-foot opening.
Yeah, we'll try to go in the openings.
Okay, you guys dart off. To avoid it, you'd have to dart off to one side. You guys are off the other. And you go charging in just in time to see the wall as you're skidding to a stop best you can. Go ahead and make a dexterity check.
I don't know how Dex.
Sorry.
Rhino,
Did I fuck us all?
Oh, 19.
19.
Oh!
So
I stopped on a dime.
you see it, and what you do is you actually kind of lean to the side and skid on the ground. As opposed to trying to stop yourself, you try and put as much of your body mass low to the ground to use the friction to stop you. You have to leap off without not be crushed from under points, so I need you to go ahead and roll an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics.
Yes.
Okay.
Could you have knocked the wall down?
Natural 20, okay.
Oh, you
This is the most unbelievable thing anyone has ever seen. This rhino and then like this dragonborn like backflips off into like the Spider-Man pose.
As you get low to the ground and skid, you're kind of putting your feet in front, you're digging this big groove in the ground, dirt's being kind of built up in front of you, and eventually you slam into the other side of this wall, not with enough weight to do any damage to the wall or yourself, but you do stop in your rhino form and slowly right yourself once more.
All right. It's awesome.
I just pat him on the head, step off.
All right, I'm gonna probably untransform if these caverns are small. So
Okay.
I can't really continue
Yeah,
on
you're
like this.
no, you cannot. You are too big to continue on like that. Alrighty.
So there are two passages
Yes, to the right and left.
to the right and left.
And I'm on the left. All by myself. Someone come help me.
Does anyone have any sort of? I would like to.
What? Any sort of
I
what?
don't know, man.
Did any of the undead follow us yet, or? Is it...
You don't see any currently. You guys actually got a good lead on them.
Okay.
You know they're coming, and they could follow the noise and the din that you created in rushing here.
Anyone, can we sense if there's any sort of like rhyme or reason to each passage, if there's something that can maybe tip off the gut as to right might be great over left?
Well, as you take a look around, you see this maze around you, various openings and passages to right and left. As you kind of glance around, you can see they're twisting walkways, and it is very maze-like. And there are a couple moments as you kind of glance forward in one direction that it breaks off into two different paths. You're not sure which is right. But it is 20 feet tall on all sides, and you can see the jungle brush above you. Portions of it are closed off from just the vines that have overgrown, and some are just nearby trees that are kind of choking the top point. But it is an open top. The spine-like brambles are not as long and spike-like. They seem to be more of an exterior protective measure. There are some thorns on the inside, some kind of jagged-looking thorns, but they're much shorter and much less of a present danger in the vicinity.
So it's like a stone wall maze that's has a canopy over the top,
Kind of, yeah.
made by these thorny.
This big bramble interior.
Yeah.
So can I use my spider slippers and climb to the top and look out over the top of the maze?
You can.
May I?
You may. So you glance up and step to the top and glance over. Make a perception check.
1,000,000. 19.
19. As you pull up to the top, and it's difficult to find the right, because even though you're stepping up, you could step vertically.
But then, it's so weird, right? You got slippers, you think you just slide right out of them.
You may, it's part of the magic, man. It pulls you to the top, and you grab a couple places where the thorns aren't sticking out, where you can grab a good handhold and pull yourself glancing over the top in a small opening between these large roots that curve over the top. And as you look down inside, there is a large reaching canopy of vines and treetops that kind of gather over the top of what is an opening, a large, almost like a bowl made of this maze. So the maze seems to be only around the outside of it, and on the interior it's just an opening. And you see this kind of jungle brush covered, rolling, open field almost. You see rocks jutting out, and you see dozens of small huts, like thatched stick.
The little guys.
Like a lost city.
You see a pool in the center of this
Is this
opening.
what we're fucking looking for?
Is it Omu?
Too soon.
You see in the center of this deep pool, there is a giant structure. It's maybe 60, 70 feet tall, and it is a clay sculpture of what looks like a frog.
Frogs, you say?
A tall, colorful frog with a painted grin and bright eyes, and it looks to be a doorway with stairs that lead towards its belly in the center of this pool.
How far away is this from where we are right now?
From where you are right now, I'd say it's about, let me pull it up here, make sure we get it right. I'd say it's roughly 60, 70 feet from the edge of the wall that you're at.
Okay, can I use my Zentarum ring to see if I can see any magic or anything like that?
You glance around. I mean, there's a very faint magical essence to this maze in general, like the actual, like thorny branches themselves. They seem to have been either sculpted, born, or upheld by some sort of a magical presence.
Okay. Hey guys, I think we found where we're supposed to be.
Well, do I have any, is there any lore or anything that might be familiar to me about this kind
I
of
would
thing?
like you to make a history check.
History
Yeah.
check.
Can I also just take
Is
a second
Omu a
and drink
frog?
a potion? I'm gonna do that real quick. Just
Oh, no.
drink a potion.
It was 6.
6?
Yeah.
You don't recall much about this, but from what he's describing and what you've seen before, this seems too small and unfamiliar to be the lost city that you at least have crossed paths with before.
Sure.
Hey, guys, I think I found something interesting. But the huts are small, right? Could they be?
They're. It's hard to see from this distance necessarily how big they are per se. You can make out shapes of some sort of humanoids in the distance that kind of enter and walk along, and
Like the small little masked people?
they could be larger than that.
Oh, I really want to see those guys again.
So guys, I don't think this is it yet, but it does look like this is a fairly well protected place from surges of undead. So let's check it out.
Maybe they know where it is.
Maybe.
Throw me the rope. Go ahead.
You want the rope?
Give me the rope.
We both know what's going to happen when I throw you the rope.
No, seriously, I'll climb up at this time.
Don't lie to me.
Come on,
Okay, fine.
Edge.
I throw him the rope.
Okay, I bat it to the side and I try to climb.
You throw the rope down, and you start finding a way to tie it, and you glance up at Hitch, who's currently hanging off the edge and holding the rope, and you watch as one of the top vines that's on the canopy begins to slither behind
Look
him.
out!
Oh, fuck no.
You glance over your shoulder just as the vine whips around you and grasps around your throat and begins to constrain you.
Oh, shit.
You watch his Hitch suddenly, his feet kind of go limp for a second as he's now dangling like a noose being held against the top of this wall about 20 feet up.
When's it my turn?
We're gonna get to that right now. I need you guys to roll initiative.
Oh boy, here we
Oh
go.
shit.
Is this still morning?
something for you.
Assassin
we just woke up,
vines.
right?
We haven't even
This,
had
this is,
coffee
this
yet.
is like
Okay.
midday.
Okay.
This has been a long day for us.
All right, so
Yesterday we just hiked.
you take
We get destroyed.
8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Just got unbludgeoned.
All right, so top of the round, Hitch. You feel it pulling against your throat and it's constraining, you can't breathe. And you sense these tiny spines, these small thorns in the vine beginning to like pierce into your neck, and you can feel this like strange pulsing in the flesh just right where it's grasping you. It's your turn, what are you gonna do?
It's an assassin vine.
Reminds me of my ex-girlfriend. I have fast hands. It says I can disarm traps. Does that work for me?
This isn't much of a trap more than it's a living creature's constraining. You can you can use your action to try and escape it. Or you could attempt to attack it. Those are your two
I
choices.
do have a pair of narrow-bladed scissors.
Your sewing scissors?
Yeah, right? Just tiny. You have to use just the tips of your fingers.
I love the efficiency of that.
Yeah,
Use everything.
or I could try and cut it, right? With a dagger.
You could try.
Then I'm screwed if I don't get it.
What
All
do you
right,
wanna do?
I want to escape. I would like to,
Okay. So this would be an acrobatics roll to try and slip out from the grasp, but it's holding you by the throat.
yeah, we can do that. 8 plus 7 is 15.
15? That's enough. With a DC 14, you pull it just away from your throat, and you can see the thorns that were sticking into your throat. There's a couple of small puncture wounds where it was, but right as soon as you pull it away, each of these little needles spills out some sort of like thick greenish liquid.
Damn it.
That you just avoided. And as you release it and let go, you drop down the 20 feet to the ground. You do take.
No, I land on him. He's there waiting for me.
Do you break his fall?
Of course he does. He's not
Can I catch him? Is this a possibility as a reaction?
We can certainly try, yeah. All right, make an
You guys are the
athletics check.
cutest buddy team
So
ever.
sweet.
Buddy cop comedy over here.
Buddy.
Sorry, buddy. Sorry.
So as you reach out to catch
Just
him,
hit his head. Fall off his body.
yeah, you weren't.
I get
Just
distracted.
land on his armor.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Calliope says something and I turn.
and you just whack to the ground. So you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you just like a sack of potatoes onto the ground.
Okay.
Oh, that was funny. Okay, great.
The vine begins to slither down. That's the end of your turn. It begins to slither down the front of this wall, making its way in your direction. It's going to make another constricted attempt. It's going to be at you, towards your
man.
throat.
It's like,
That is 22.
yes, it just hits.
Okay.
Yes.
So now the vine wraps around your throat and is now clutching you tight around the neck. You suffer 10 points of bludgeoning damage. And you are currently grappled by the creature. At that point, you guys watch as there is a vine from one of the nearby walls that's
Let's get the fuck out of here.
this way. It's going to attempt to strike out against you.
Oh,
That is a 16 to hit.
it gets me.
All right. You take, that is
But you're plant
15 points of bludgeoning damage.
Plant man, live!
Plant man.
15
Set him
points of
on
bludgeoning
fire.
damage.
15. Okay.
And you are grappled by it. So now the two of you are both being held by these vines in the vicinity.
Well, I'm not doing so hot.
All right, that ends their turn. Archon, you're up.
Oh, you could talk to planes.
Now, is an attempt to pull this off? Is that an attack or an act? Or
an action.
that's the whole.
Well, actually, let me
kit
check.
and
Let me check here. I believe it actually to grapple something. I think is an attack. To attempt to break grapple, I'm pretty sure is an action. But let me double check here just to be safe because I want to
Yeah,
keep this all kosher and above board.
Because then maybe I get another.
And it's a
action.
strength check?
Must use its action to escape. It's an athletics or acrobatics, whichever's higher.
Damn it.
Athletics or acrobatics. Okay, man, I hate these things. I hate these things so bad. All right,
Fight 'em, fight 'em.
I'm going to pull it off.
All right, go for it.
Athletic. That's a 20. 20 total.
Good job.
You pull it off your throat, and as you release it and hold it in the hands, it whips back up to the top of where it was. The vine's still kind of hanging and dangling. It's looking for either its next target, but you are free.
Okay.
You still have your movement and your bonus.
I have movement. Well, then I think we're gonna have to get up and over this thing to where that climb over the wall. So how fast can I climb? What's climbing speed?
Climbing speed?
Yeah.
That's going to be an athletics check to try and get over the top. Make an athletics check, and we'll see how far you can get.
Okay.
Big ass lizard trying to climb a wall.
That's a 16.
16? Okay, with that, using your gauntleted hands, you just climb up, hand over hand, and you manage to get up to the top of the wall, about 5 feet higher than the vine currently is, as it's like snaking down through, kind of wrapping between the various thorns and wrapped up roots.
Okay.
So you're at the top.
Okay, I muscle up
All right.
with all my armor on.
All right, that's your turn. That brings us to Calliope.
Can I cast Dispel Magic on the vines, or is it one particular vine? Like if I just...
If it's a magical entity,
Well,
then
I'm guessing, because I thought you said it was. I thought you said it was glowing when he detected the vines were.
He sensed a general magical radius in the entirety of this whole structure. The vine that you see grabbing people is a different color than the rest of the thorns. This is like a green, slithering, thorn-covered, slimy vine.
Don't like slimy vines.
So it's not magical.
You don't know. You'd have to make a nature check to see.
A witch check?
Nature check.
Okay. Will that take my whole turn though? Or can I just cast it and see what happens?
I'll say go ahead and make a nature check as you glance at it to see if you can gather if the
Okay.
essence is nature magical or not.
Does anyone have a fireball?
Yeah, we need fireball.
So 14.
Who took
14.
that fire
Glancing
breath
at it,
thing?
it appears to be natural, less magical.
Okay.
From my back.
So fire's gonna work on it, but
It's a bonus action.
Is it?
Yeah.
is anybody in the way?
Oh no, maybe it's not.
The one up top?
Yeah.
No.
It's a potion.
Okay, I fire a lightning arrow at it.
Okay. So you pull back and
Right.
release the lightning arrow towards where it is. That's an 8 plus. No, that does not make it safe. So go ahead and roll. It's 48 damage.
Get him.
Good man.
Oh shit.
Get this
Do we have more than 1/8?
You can just roll that 4 times.
Okay.
Sing the lightning song. Sing the original lightning.
Ride the lightning.
I
Can you
sing Ride the
that?
Lightning by Metallica. Oh shit. One. Really?
Seriously? Oh, it's better.
8.
10 and then
Oh yeah, I'll take it.
18. I balanced out. Look at that. 18 points of lightning damage to it. As it sparks and it kind of withdraws a little bit, and you begin to see like the actual vine is from this kind of central hub where a bunch of these smaller vines are kind of moving it through this tangled mass. It's almost lives in it like a cage and then lashes out and pulls towards it. It's helpful for the vine, really bad for you guys.
How far away is it from us, that central mass?
It's maybe 10 feet within the actual wall, 15 feet. Do you want to move on your turn?
What do you mean it's helpful for the vine? What happened?
It's
No,
protecting the
You heard
vine.
it, but its placement
right.
is helping
Oh,
protect
oh,
it.
okay, cool.
But it moves very slow. You watch it, it like slowly shifts, since it is a plant that's barely mobile.
Yeah,
But it has a decent range.
I'll move out of where I was. Move a couple feet away.
Okay, so you'll go ahead and back up into the right or the left side.
To the right.
Okay, so you move over into the right side, so you actually enter that side of the maze. Cool. All right, that brings us to Tyra. What are you doing?
Well, I'm being tapped out, right? Right now I'm being choked.
Yeah.
Can I speak? Can I be like, stop it?
You actually have no air.
Oh, so I'm like dying. Okay.
Turn into a salamander.
You can use an action.
That's what I was thinking. I'm maybe gonna just do the old slipperoo.
Are you strong? You can probably pull it off pretty easy.
Yeah, I got a +4 strength, and count as one size larger for carrying, pushing, lifting, or dragging. So I'm gonna drag this thing right out of the wall. No, yeah, I guess I could give this a strength check. Would that be a bonus
The
action?
athletics. You roll a d20 and you add your athletics to try and.
Okay.
Can't
Roll it
druids
off.
speak to plants or something?
They have the spell, yeah.
but I'm being choked out. I got no air.
Yeah, you can't speak.
That's not good.
Don't speak.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, that's a 2.
Is that a strength check?
No, it's an athletics.
Athletics.
And yeah, so you cannot pull free. It's too tight around your throat, and you can feel the thorns beginning to push their way into your neck.
Okay, then I'm going to kind of last resort transform out of that into something much smaller so I can maybe do the old
What would that be?
Bugs Bunny slipperoo.
A mosquito.
Yeah, that has really good health pool that I want to use. I'm gonna transform, yeah, this is tough. I'm gonna transform into, with tears in my eyes, I'm gonna transform into a baboon. And I'm gonna remember Ukams while I do it, and then I'm gonna slip out. Is that, I mean, the furbolg head, I imagine, is a lot
Pretty
bigger
massive
than a baboon's head.
I'll say for the sake, because it's smaller, but it's not significantly smaller. So as you transform, it gives you a moment to try and squeeze through. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw with advantage to see if it doesn't
Is he within
constrict.
10? No, he's not within 10 feet of me.
That's 30. That's a dexterity plus. If I'm untrained in it, do I still use my passive
This is
modifier?
technically your baboon form, by the way.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Because you're
So
trained to that.
I'm maybe extra dexterous.
Maybe.
very
And that's
possible.
13 with advantage. So,
13, so +2 with the baboon.
that's about the same. What
Yep.
the fuck?
So you manage to slip out.
a really
the
stupid
vine
baboon.
constricts around nothing as you slip out of it, and then make your way away over. Do you
I
follow
wanna,
Calliope, or
run
do you,
on the wall like Underworld, the lichens in that. You know? Run on the wall like that.
But cooler.
Yeah, way cooler.
Okay,
Because I'm a
so-
baboon.
Is that baboon, where are you heading? Are you heading after Calliope, or are you heading up the wall with
I'm
Archon?
running towards my friends, anyone who can help. So who's the closest friendo?
The closest to you is going to be probably Hitch or Jamila, because they're both still in the room.
I'm on my ass, right?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
messed up. So I'm running towards Jamila right
Okay.
Cool. Thanks, buddy.
You can even
Sorry.
hop on if you want.
All right, Jamila, it's your turn.
My turn? Okay. Right, help me get the 3D thing of this.
All right, so there's a giant wall with Archon on top,
Right.
and there is Hitch in the bottom.
Cool.
The vine is in the middle of the wall, and it's like crawling its way down towards you guys.
Okay.
There's an entranceway along the wall this way and this way.
Okay.
A Calliope vanished this direction, and you are right here.
And we don't see any more of these vine balls in the area necessarily.
There's the one on the wall, and there's one kind of by the entrance. So you're kind of flanked by them at the moment.
We're flanked by
you
them.
Can, if you're going to, you can either try and fight them,
Right.
or climb the wall to escape, or
Right.
try and pick one of the two sides.
Can I climb the wall with him on my back? Or
I can probably
It's
climb
fine.
it myself.
because you've got
I've
spider
lived a good
slippers.
life. I'm okay. I've got spider slippers. I'm good. I got a potion too. I'm gonna.
You got a potion?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
All right, make an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Or athletics, sorry.
Athletics. Same.
2 11s.
Two 11s.
Not a lot of choice there.
Apologies. So what was it? Acrobatics?
It's athletics.
Athletics. Oh yeah, 11 plus 7.
So you, hand over hand, pull up there with the baboon holding him out back. You get to the very top, Archon. You're down there, and you kind of catch her arm, and you lift her up on the edge. You guys are both standing on the top of this.
Bud.
So currently on the ground, it's Hitch and Calliope. Calliope, you're on the side there. Hitch, you're on the ground. Coming back to Hitch's turn. You are prone on the floor.
How
Take
far
a
up
nap.
are we, by the way?
I take a 3-hour nap. No.
Feel longer than a 3-hour nap if you do that.
I'm gonna. So if I go stand up and run up the wall, am I like? How close is that vine to me?
The vine's going to still be within reach of you,
It can take a swing at me.
but you could move up to the top and then attempt to dash as your action to get over if you wanted to. It'll probably still get a swing at you as an attack of opportunity, but it may miss. Up to you.
Okay, first thing I got to do is I got to take this potion of healing,
All
which
right,
is
so that's your action.
That's the whole thing.
Well, you can move up there, and then your action is to drink the potion.
Okay, or I could run and hang with my gal. No,
Sure.
don't do that.
Do for you. Do your own. I'm gonna get out of here myself. So
I just wanted to spend time.
do you.
What you got, Hitch? What are you doing?
I'll do that then. I'll run up and I'll take my potion.
Okay, so take your potion. So it's 1d,
2d4.
2d4 plus 2.
4.
5, so 7.
plus
You heal
2,
7 hit points.
Okay.
And you now, using your boots, leap up, and you're mostly up the wall. You're about 5 feet below the rest of your allies. The vine is about 5 feet below you right now, and it's changing its direction as you're all racing up past it, and it's starting to try and climb back up. That's the end of your turn. The vine at the wall, other side, which has a 20-foot reach. at its distance, cannot reach any of you. So it's going to move 5 feet to the ground and start crawling its way. You watch as it like unweaves its way from the vines across the entryway where you guys first entered, hits the ground, and begins to kind of pull itself across towards the wall, towards them. It doesn't. You just rushed off into the side wall. You're currently protected. They don't seem to be content with you. The other one does have reach on hitch.
No. What? Uncanny dodge.
Well, that's all right. It rolled a 3 + 6. That's a 9. So as you look down and see the vine whip towards you, you pull your leg up, and it instead wraps around one of the large, kind of gnarled pieces of the root and vines that create this wall, and you pulled yourself out of safety for that moment. So at this point, for you guys' turn, you're able to pick him up and get yourselves over the wall and down the other side. Calliope, what are you doing?
How far away am I from the vines? 15?
The vines? The vines you're about 25 feet from, since you started off to the side, and they're not in visual range. You went into the next room, and they're both just around the corner.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna climb up. I'm gonna go out and climb up the wall to try to join the rest of the group.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Yeah.
I wish we could have killed those things.
No, it would have been here for a while.
Yeah.
4, so just a 5.
Okay, so you get Calliope probably should have been jogging in the mornings more often.
Not cool.
Gets partway up the wall, and you get about halfway up with just your action.
Oh wait,
or just your
I have a Boots of Elven Kind though.
That's a stealth bonus.
Dex, yeah. Oh shit, yeah. Okay.
That dexterity.
It's just moving silently. You're right. Yeah. Okay, got it.
So you pull your way partially up the wall with your movement. You can attempt to. You can use your action to attempt to climb the rest of it if you want to.
Yes.
Okay, you're only halfway up the wall. Go ahead and roll again for another athletics check.
Come on, you stupid. Really? Just a 5.
Oh
Give him the rope.
Plus another.
Yeah.
Plus
The rope
another
is
one.
still hanging.
Okay, 6. You just barely get to the top of the wall with both your movement and action.
Just chilling.
At the top, and you guys watch as Calliope pokes over the top as you guys are almost on the bottom of the other side of the wall, and she's looking like she's had a rough way to the top.
Like I would look climbing a wall.
That brings us, so you guys have gotten down.
Does anyone have like
Question.
a levitation spell?
Do we want to go down the other side, or is this crazy maze easier to navigate from the top?
From the top. That's what I was thinking.
Well, on the other side of this wall, you guys are down inside.
Oh, we're in the big bowl. Oh, great.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
once you go over this wall, you are down inside of this open.
Oh, great.
We're in Frog Gulch.
Yeah, you've essentially bypassed the maze by climbing this wall
Thank God.
and avoiding these vines.
Good.
However, you've all climbed to the top.
Calliope.
You've managed to make it over, and Calliope's still up at the top right there.
So now what?
All right, I jump.
All right, round 2. Redeem yourself.
17.
All right, this time you are paying attention. Obviously playing favorites here.
I'm way more slight.
Don't. Not right now. Not right
That's
now.
true.
Not right now.
And poof, like a cloud catch by a series of pots and pans because he's fully
Thank
armored.
But you were the one who was distracting me in the first place. So now that you weren't distracting me, it's all easy.
You only take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Heavily reduced by the aid in you catching it.
Good.
Hitch is just shaking his head, just slowly shaking. Just bleeding, head to toe, dirty, bruised.
I just look over and I shrug.
Never changes with you.
At this point, you guys glance behind you as you've just hit the bottom, and there,
right.
rushing up, you see about a dozen of these waist-high, bright green humanoid frogs with these jet black eyes, holding short bows, spears, and they all just come charging up and stopping about 10 feet away from you, pointing their various bows pulled open, and there are various weapons going.
Strangers, wanderers, captured guests, by what pleasure do we have your presence in Dong Long Gong?
King Grokis. I fear he's being taken by madness, and has for some time.